Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Let's have a look at problem 109, convert sorted list to binary search tree. So in this video, we're going to share a solution based on slow fast pointers and recursion. So first, I'll read through the statement of the problem, and then we analyze the problem, and finally we share the code and do some testing. So first, let's look at the statement of the problem. Given the height of a singly linked list, where elements are sorted in ascending order. So this is actually an important assumption. So we are required to convert it to a height-balanced binary search tree. So for this problem, a height-balanced binary tree is defined as a binary tree in which the depth of the two subtrees of every node never differs by more than 1. So here are two examples. So example 2 basically is an edge case. So let's focus on example 1. So in this example, so the linked list has a length that is 5. So we are going to use the middle one as a tree node, root node, to build the BST or binary search tree. So this actually, if the length is not odd, so we try to use the middle one. So we can use either actually. So the reason is that we want to make sure it's height balanced, or we want to make sure at each stage of building the binary search tree, the left subtree and the right subtree differs by at most 1 node. So this way we will make it height balanced. So because we are considering a binary search tree, we also need to retain the binary search property. So we're going to use the left part, that is -10 and -3, to build left subtree, and we're going to use the part to the right of the middle to build the right subtree. So we can do this recursively, because the binary search tree or tree data structure can be defined recursively. So that's example 1. So let's look at the constraints and the additional assumptions for this problem. First, the number of nodes in height is in the range from 0 to 2 times 10 to the power 4. So this number, 2 times 10 to the power 4, is a decent large number, I would say. And the second one is that the node value is in between -10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power 5. So notice that the range of this node value is larger than the number of nodes range. The reason is that we are going to build binary search tree, so each node actually have distinct values. So this is actually necessary. So with that said, let's look at the method. So the method or the solution is based on the fast-slow pointers technique and recursion. So the idea is the following. So actually it's very natural or straightforward. First, so as we want to build height-balanced binary search tree, so we try to make the left and right subtrees differ by at most 1 in the process or recursively. Secondly, as binary search tree can be regarded as a recursive abstract data type, so we use recursion here to do the job. So note that in the linked list here, the nodes values are in ascending order. So because the problem requires a valid binary search tree, so in fact it implicitly assumes that the linked list nodes values are distinct. So as we just went over, so example 1 actually demonstrates the procedure of building the height-balanced binary search tree, or at least it provides one way. So with that said, so we are ready to write the code. So for doing the code, so let's we're going to split this into 3 parts logically. So first part is to treat some edge cases. So actually it's better to call it base cases, right? So for this, because we are going to use recursion. So first is that if not height. So in this case, so we're going to return none, right? So this is very natural. So this actually also serves as a stop condition or base condition for the recursion call. So another next, so we are going to first locate the middle node. So using the fast slow pointers. So let's initialize a variable called previous, because we need to break links in order to build the trees. So we have a previous and we have fast and slow pointers initially pointing at the head. And then we're going to do the standard traversal, fast and fast next. The reason we do this condition check is that we want to move the fast pointer twice as fast as the slow pointer. So in other words, we need to check fast next next. As such, we need to make sure fast next is not null. So with that said, first let's move the previous to the current state of slow, and then we step slow one step further, and we step fast two steps further. So fast, next, next. So this way, after the fast arrives at the end of the linked list, slow will be the middle node for this problem. So here again, another set case or base condition is that if the head equals slow, so in other words, the tree contains the linked list just has length 1. So in this case, so we are going to return the corresponding tree node, so corresponding to the head value. So that's it. So so this part actually we treat the edge cases and the base cases. Also we located the middle node. So next is to build the height balanced binary search tree recursively. So for this, because we have so let's first so actually there's some redundancy, but let's write it in this way. So first we're going to break some links. So if previous is not null, so for example here is the previous, so this is the middle, so we're going to break this link. So we're going to set previous next to be null, and also we need to get this node. For example, in example 1, that is 5. So we call this follow equals slow next, and then we are going to set slow next to be null. So this way we isolated the middle node, and then we make it a root node. So root equals tree node slow value. So actually we can initialize this guy in here to avoid some redundancy, but for logical for logically clearing, fixing, making the idea, so we do it here. So next we are going to set the left subtree. So the left subtree corresponding to the left linked list, right? So in example 1, that is -10, -3. So because we have break the links here, so we can directly call, right? So we can call self call this sorted linked list to binary search tree, and then so we're going to use a head, right? So this left linked list corresponds to the head, and the right one, so it's another self call, but this call is responding to the follow. That's why we track the follow here. So we can do it like this. So this part breaks the link unnecessarily, and this part specifically building the tree. And then next, so we just need to do the return. So we're going to return the root in this generic case. So that's the solution and the overall logic for this problem. So now let's look at a special case. So this is very special, too special. Let's test this one. So on local variable slow, so slow here, let's change this one, right? So let's test again. So it passes example 1. Now let's do a generic case check. Yeah, it passes the generic case. It should be reasonable fast. Let's test again. Oh, slower. So anyway, so that's the full solution for this problem. So here a short summary is that we split the solution into 3 parts. The first part treat edge cases and locate the middle node, And secondly, we build the height balanced tree recursively. So notice that, so this part can be important, right? So when we break the necessary links, and finally we do the return. So with that said, I guess that's about it for this specific problem and this video. Thank you very much.